What's up? What's up? Welcome, Rock Bottom Podcast with Ray DeVito. I'm Ray DeVito. This is it. This is a podcast. We got a banger today. It's gonna be awesome. Also, I love the intro music when it like the bit like everything going to the, and then I always forget the bump 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 is coming. So like I'm all ready to go every time, every podcast with the beginning of everything, and then I forget the second part of that music comes in. So I'm always like, oh, bump 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 bump. So yes, what's up? I'm excited. I am actually New York City, better Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi where I was at, they're doing construction outside. I'm at Grove 34. This is where I shot my special right here. This brick wall behind me. Life Without Balconies. It's the #1 album on iTunes. It's featured on SiriusXM Raw Dog. Played 6 times in its entirety that weekend and stuff. Yeah, this is it. I stopped by here last night to see if I can use this spot. And then it was Shane Gillis had his show here. A few more people there than they were at my special, if you could believe it or not. But yeah, Rob Rigo is the dude that owns this. Fucking coolest fucking dude. I owe him lunch after this. I'm gonna take him to lunch for letting me do this. But yeah, great guy. I got to get him on the podcast one time. Grove 34 in New York City, and more of my sponsors. Rock Bottom Podcast. We got Pain in the Brain. Hot sauce, silkcityhotsauce.com. Put in Rock B, save 15%. Jeff Levine and the boys doing fine stuff. We got t-shirts on the shop. Yes, I'll get into some of that drama. It's all good. It's all good. #1 selling t-shirt. I'll take it. That's what you want to put up. I get into it. I'll admit I was kind of a bitch about the whole thing, but hey, it all worked out. Comics tell me like, what are you bitching about? Your t-shirts selling? That's awesome. Be happy. Don't be dumb about that. So, but Silk, and then AerieJane.com, AerieJane.com. Goat milk soaps and deodorants. Put in Raymond or Rock B, say 15% free shipping on your first order. All right, let's interact with the chat. Let's interact. What do we got here? Dr. Chow. My Wi-Fi was spotty. Yes, it was spotty last night. Bobby Kelly's. All right. Joe List knows funny. Yes. Yeah, I know. Everybody. Yeah. So I was hanging at the stand with a bunch of comics and we were just like getting into it. And like, yes. Ray, thanks for being a good sport with the ball breaking. You're a good dude. I'll do a dab in your honor. Well, thank you, American Cupcake. You're a good cupcake. I like all cupcakes. American cupcakes, Canadian cupcakes, Mexican cupcakes, whoever the cupcakes are. But thank you, buddy. And yeah, the shirts, I can't be mad. You could put up a t-shirt if you want. I'll give the backstory for the t-shirts if you got it, Austin. My fans decided to call themselves that. They decided to call themselves the Ray TARDs. At first, I was like, all right. And the fact that they knew that it was like whatever, but they lovingly want to call them. They can do it. Whatever they want to call themselves. It was even when I was at the Columbus Funny Bones. So them calling themselves Ray, CISTS and all that. Like that's their thing. But they can call themselves what they want. And then yeah, if they want to buy the shirts, I'll do it. I wear them as sleeping shirts. But yeah, the fact that people are selling them and then like I wanted them taken down there for a minute. Cause I was like, come on, but then it's like, and that just made more people buy them because they thought it was limited edition. So they went out and bought them. So I apologize to all my fans that wanted those shirts. Yeah, you're welcome. You guys, thank you for supporting me. Tom, Dayla, are you admitting you were being a crybaby? Yes, Dayla, I am admitting I was being a crybaby. I am. You can put that on screen, Austin. Yeah, I am admitting I was being a cry. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I was being whiny. Hey, I have faults. I have flaws. Yeah. Tom, $4.99 for your lunch. Thank you, Tom. Thank you. All right. Well, now that we got all that stuff out of the way, I'm bringing in my guest, good buddy of mine, known him for years. He's one of the funniest dudes, but also one of the smartest dudes I know. Some people would say he's might be smarter than me, and everyone I think will agree with it. He's got the best head of hair in the business. If Jack White from the White Stripes was handsome, this is what he would look like. Mr. John Fugelsang.
Jack White's pretty handsome, Ray.
Yeah, but you're even more handsome.
Wow. Well, thank you for your low threshold of standards for answering this. I appreciate it. You're not so bad yourself, Ray. Let's not be
Thank
shy
you.
now. Let's not forget this whole friendship began when I drunkenly hit on you at a backroom thing back when you were experimenting in the day. So both of us were. My affair with Ray, folks, it was torrid. It was all too violent and brief. If you read page 6, you heard all about me and Ray back in Studio 54 and our all too public breakup. But it's great we could be friends
Yeah.
now. It's good to see
Hell
you.
yeah, man. How you doing, sir? How's that? You're in LA now. You're thinking about permanently moving out there.
Well, I've lived out here before. I've lived out here for over a dozen years, but then I moved back to New York because I wanted to have a child in the worst place you could possibly have a child and raise it. My goal was to live in New York City in a small apartment with a small child, a small dog, and a cat. So on a good day, these hands could touch the feces of 3 different species in one day. So that was living the dream for a while. But we realized that our child, who just finished elementary school, has never had a month outside of New York City before. So we were out here in LA.
Is that mine freezing up? Is that me freezing up?
What's that?
Is that me freezing up or?
Oh, sorry. Was that me? I'm not sure. Was that me? Well, I'm back now. We just came to LA to show our son all the places his mother and I used to go when we were happy. So it's fun.
Back when you were happy. So you like LA better? I like New York better.
No, I like New York better. I'm from New York. I love New York, but I love LA too. I used to hate LA because I was raised in New York and we were groomed to do that. Look, home is anywhere you don't have to wear pants. So I feel comfortable in both. In both.
All right, I must be home because I have none on right now. So perfect. But I will say this: New York City is the only city where it makes sense to own a cat. And I never owned a cat in New York City, but it keeps any potential rodents away.
Makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
It's my landlord always had a cat, an outdoor cat, and we never had a rodent problem. Nice. So I think he did that on purpose. That's why every bodega's got a cat.
I never had a cat growing up. My mother was afraid of them. She had a phobia of cats, so we were never around them. And then I was dating a girl whose dad was a vet in the city, and she asked me if I'd watch this cat for a couple of days. And decades later, I still have cats.
They get the hair all over you, though. That's the only.
No. You get the Russian blues, Ray. I only do Russian. I have 2 Russian blues now. They're bonded brothers, so they're cute. They lick each other. They don't fight, and they don't shed, and they kill together. My last cat died. I got these 2 kittens, and I was like, I'm not ready for kittens. I'm grieving my other cat. And then right away, one night I walk in the kitchen and there's a giant cockroach on the ground, and these 2 kittens are toying with it. They have cornered it, and now they are tormenting it psychologically before eating it. And I watched these cats destroy a cockroach together, and I said, you are my sons.
Yeah, no, that's what cats do. They they attack everything. I watch my sister's cat try to swat bugs all the time. They go outside and literally they want to kill anything that's smaller than them. Anything that's smaller than them is needs to die. Needs to die.
We talk about on Sirius XM every night.
Yeah. This is yes. I want to introduce. So your show, which I've done
about the indictment and talking about politics and religion, to come here and talk about cats killing vermin.
Yes. Tell me everything on Sirius XM. Now you were on Insight. Now you're on Progress
channel.
Okay.
Yeah. They upgraded us to the big political channel. We used to be on the Insight channel, which was sort of like NPR with dick jokes, is how I describe it. And then they asked me to go to Progress to work the night shift, to do 9 to midnight.
Oh, the night shift. That's a great Commodore song.
That's a great.
I know you're still around.
Have you heard Springsteen's cover of it? It's amazing.
No, Springsteen does great covers. He does do great covers.
Springsteen's last album is all Motown covers, and the most recent song is Night Shift, and he's doing it every night in his live set. And it was like our opening theme for 6 months. It's fantastic because that's my favorite song from the 80s. One of my favorite songs.
The night shift. I know you're still around. I know you're doing proud. That's without Lionel Richie, the Commodores.
Yeah, without Lionel Richie, they were written off as a group, and then they did a song about Marvin Gaye and Jackie Wilson.
Marvin. All right, I'm gonna quit singing.
And it was they won their first Grammy. They had their biggest hit after their star left.
Bigger than Easy? Easy's before my time, but everyone knows "'Cause I'm Easy." Everyone knows that song.
Won a Grammy. So there you
go. This is interactive, so I got to read some super chats because I got to pay the bills on this network. Single mother of 5. Please explain. All right. Will you please riff more about Cupcake? Thank you, single mother of 5. And by the way, you know why he calls himself that? I lost my virginity to a mother of 4, so it's an inside joke.
Nice.
That is her. When I was 20 years old, just got dumped by my 18-year-old girlfriend for not having sex with her because I was scared to. Had to get it over with. So I'm at college.
Again, you were scared to have sex with her?
I told her I already had sex. I never had sex. So I told her I had sex.
I did that.
And then when it was time to have sex, when she wanted to, I was too, in my head, I was too scared. Like, I really don't know what to, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, the exact same thing happened to me.
There you go. Great minds think alike.
Well, no, with your girlfriend, Ray, the exact same
thing. The exact same thing.
Yeah.
She breaks hearts, I tell you.
She should have told you.
She breaks hearts, so.
You look good, Ray. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I lost 8 pounds. I have stress, anxiety issues. I'm seeing all the doctors. I got a broken foot, but I'm on the mend.
Okay, were you trying to lose 8 pounds? Normally, if you have a broken foot, you gain weight.
I know. I lost weight.
What's going on, Ray? What are you stressed about?
It's all good. Everything's handled now. Just podcasting stuff and things. Everything's on the up and up. Everything's good.
You haven't started up your whole beef with Joe Rogan again, have you? That hasn't flared up.
No. That's one of the things I want to talk about. Because our buddy Gaffigan was on. On Rogan. And I do want to get into that. I'm going to read like these 3 super chats, and then let's get into that. Sure. AMGFI. Why is Fugelsang ignoring Stuttering John's request to be on his political show? Is Hal Sparks telling him to ignore John? I know nothing about that. It's you and...
No, if John wants to come on my show, I'll have him on my show. How's that?
Does he even know politics? There's a lot of people in this network love I know nothing about Stuttering John. I don't need to know.
Stuttering John knows politics, yeah.
Oh, he does? Okay.
He got pretty political, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've done his show before, and he's done my show before.
All right. Well done.
Hey, Stuttering John can come on my show anytime.
He was talking about me once on his shows, and out of nowhere, and then he calls me. He thinks my name is Ray DeVito. So
was he not being nice to you?
No, he was just saying my name. He goes, "Hey, who's this Ray DeVito guy? I see his name everywhere on these podcasts now. Who's Ray DeVito?" No.
He got your name, then he's dead to me. He can't come on my show.
Yeah. Put some respect. Put a T in there. But no, I have no problems with that guy. I don't know him at all. Northwest Ken, hey John, do you still hate Big J, Dan Soder, and the Bonfire? This I know nothing about.
No, I never hated those guys at all. No,
you cool with those? Those guys are great.
Those guys had a problem with our show, but I never. Oh,
really?
Yeah.
I love all 3 of you, and
yeah,
I know them. I promise you, they don't hate you. I promise. I promise you that.
Those guys are great comics. No, they had a problem with our show, but I didn't have a problem with them.
My favorite thing, a story about Big J is when he did Conan. He did Conan, and he did a joke like him being from Philadelphia. And he was like about the whole Michael Vick thing. Like he's like, yes, and obviously you don't want dogs fighting or whatever, but if it put the Eagles in the Super Bowl and they win it, I'd be like Michael Vick, like just like it's a joke, and then so people put out a petition to cancel or cancel Big J or whatever. So he retweeted it and like he signed it thinking it was like, oh, they just like it. So he accidentally tried to cancel myself. He's one of the nicest, sweetest people out there. He's fucking great dude.
I didn't have a problem with those guys. They had a problem with our show.
Oh, really? I'm sure it was just in fun. Those dudes would love you. You love them. We'd all be on a show together and everything would be cool. Dayla, $2, $100 if you can pull out one of those bricks. No, I cannot. I shot my special here. This is where I shot my special. I'm at Grove 34 in New York City.
Nice.
This is where I shot my special.
Looks good.
Fred, the coordinator, thanks for becoming a member, buddy. Fred Sanford. All right, so what do you think of the Gaffigan? My whole thing about the Gaffigan on Rogan thing.
Tell me, because I saw part of it in the backseat of a taxi, on my way to the airport. I didn't get to see most of it.
Okay. what I saw, like, so this is like some right wing YouTube clip. They're trying to say, like, how they're saying what's the difference between Trump and the whole Biden thing. I am not, do not know politics at all, but trying to say anything Hunter Biden did is like the same as anything Donald Trump made, to me, makes no sense, just for the fact it has nothing to do with like right, left, whatever. But Hunter Biden doing stuff, that's Joe Biden's, he's not the president. Like, that's Hunter Biden's a different person than Joe Biden. I'm not.
I got to tell you the truth. The Trump trolls have convinced me to never vote for Hunter Biden, and I'm ready to say I'm not. I mean, I've never been a Democrat, but I will say I will never vote for Hunter Biden. No.
Yeah, it's exactly. That's like someone in your family is like, all right, well, I can't be held responsible. That's like, let's say you have a brother that's like.
The problem is that Biden has been harder to hate, right? An old white guy is harder to hate than a black man or a white woman. And even at right-wing events, like I go to CPAC, the anti-Hillary, anti-Obama merchandise still outsells the anti-Biden merchandise. So they got to go after his addict son. And, people who really don't care about the business dealings the Trump children do with foreign heads of state really want you to believe that what Joe Biden did a dozen years ago as vice president is impacting your life right now. And it's all this lies about Ukraine. And, it's like they're going after his kid. Go after the issues, just defend taking away abortion rights on the federal level instead of going after the guy's addict son. But I mean, it's great that all my Republican friends now have all this revenge porn on their phones. I've seen Hunter Biden's so many times. I'm qualified to be his urologist. I can't go on Twitter anymore because Hunter Biden's dick pics are on the hard drives of a lot of really macho men out there.
But you understand, like, my thing from an outsider, not knowing, like,
it's completely stupid. They're going after the guy's son for
that's him. Go after that has nothing to do with Joe Biden.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. It's all. Listen, we can get political if you want, but it's like you have to keep people angry. You have to keep a certain kind of white guy pissed off all the time at these elite liberals and their proper spelling of the word "your." So the policies are pretty popular. Biden's not, but the policies are popular. The economy's better than it was 3 years ago. America's doing better, recovering from COVID and from the inflation better than any of our capitalist allies right now. That could all change. So it's like, you got to get people angry. And Donald Trump's not talking about policies he wants to do. He's not talking about healthcare, not talking about clean air and water, not talking about what to do about your student loan debt. It's all my personal grievance. It's all these people want to come take your shit. It's all the, people with no power, like transgender kids or undocumented workers, are coming to marry your daughters. And you got to get guys angry all the time. It's all based on emotion. So I get the Hunter Biden thing, and it's not going to go away until Joe Biden leaves office. And then, like Benghazi, they'll never give a shit again.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like,
but I say investigate Hunter Biden.
That's Hunter Biden. Yeah, go ahead. Put Hunter Biden in jail. Put Hunter Biden in jail. Do whatever you want to. That's not the president. It has nothing to do.
Hey,
No. Separate things.
If Joe Biden broke the law, put Joe Biden in jail too. I don't think presidents should be kings. That's Donald Trump's Justice Department saying you can't indict a sitting president. Bullshit. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna leave England and then we're gonna appoint a king who can't ever be thrown out of office or go to jail. It's rubbish. So it's like, go ahead and investigate these guys. I think they should all be invested. I think we should investigate the business dealings of all children of all presidents. And for any laws broken, to lock them up. It's really simple. Just if you're only cheering that on for one side, you're probably being manipulated by media.
I'm listening to you, but then I just realized I never.
How mad are all your right wing guys now?
We'll get into that.
Let's talk about the Barbie movie.
But,
really freak people out.
Yeah. But Elise is supposed to join us. It's her birthday, and me being a dummy, I don't think I ever sent the link to her. So if you can send Elise the link, Austin, on Twitter message. Sorry, Elise, I'm a dummy. It's her birthday. I'm not the brightest, but I do want to say, like you were talking about the abortion thing. One of the greatest. Like what sums up the whole abortion thing. A woman should have a right to choose, obviously. But the Bill Hicks joke, how great is Bill Hicks? Like if you really want, like if you're really pro-life, don't block abortion clinics or medical clinics, like block cemeteries. Being
There's
yeah,
options.
yeah, if you're gonna be pro-life, like she's dead, she was how'd she die? She was 81, hit by a bus. There's options. Like just block cemeteries and don't let her. It's one of the greatest jokes.
Stop telling me a fetus is a human being. You're not a human being until you're in my phone book. Bill Hicks. You know,
Yeah.
abortion is one of the great things.
Well, I don't know about that. I think you're once you're born, you're I don't know about the whole, but I'm saying like the early.
No,
like,
I'm quoting a Bill Hicks joke back to you.
Yeah,
I'm quoting a Bill Hicks joke about abortion back to you. But abortion is one of those things that, like, you know, when comics take it on, it's great. It's one of those topics that's a third rail. And if you can do funny material about this, you're going to kill with an audience. If you do bad material about abortion, it's going to be really icky for everyone. Long drive home.
Yeah. That's just my apologies to Elise and to everybody else. I'm going to read a couple super chats.
Okay.
While this is going. What do we got? Northwest Ken. The bonfire would goof on you and your show, and you hated it and tattled on them to the bosses. You don't remember.
No, that's actually not true at all. They goofed on us, and I never ever tattled to any bosses. Here's what I do. I addressed it directly with one of those guys.
Yeah,
It was never a problem again. I had a conversation.
You please. I'm going to shut up. I'm going to shut up.
Conversation in a hallway with a comedian I respect a great deal, and we never had a problem again.
Yeah. I can't see you guys disliking each other. I know all three of you pretty good.
Oh, I'm very easy to dislike, Ray. It's really.
No, but among comedians, you're very well respected. You're very well respected. Tampaletta Converters, thank you for the €5.99. Tuned in late. This is your new therapist. Yeah, they got a. Yeah, this is like part of my therapy. Is this podcast? Like people, some people like look out for me, and
I've been supplying Ray with drugs for years, so I actually feel like it's clinical.
Joe List, $5 Hey Ray, I also think it'd be hilarious if Pat Dixon took the dirt road up the gap. And Aries, a friend of mine, that I brought into this podcast world. I'll read that. And Aries, Behold, Norman also. Yes, they're Aries, a friend of mine that I brought into this podcast world, and she does everyone's podcast. She likes doing the podcast. She's in the podcast world now, and so that's good. She's allowed to do all her podcasts. I'm happy she's on all these podcasts. Biden.
She's been on. I've been on Pat Dixon's show. I think he's great. I love him.
Yeah, he's a very funny comic. I'm cool with everybody. What not chaser? Biden is very easy to hate. I'm not saying Biden's my favorite president, but he's better than.
For some people, he's very easy to hate. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's better than the other guy that was the option. It's like it's the lesser of two evils. You had one or one. It's like, all right, I definitely don't want that. I would just. Literally a chair. I'd rather a chair be president or this wall be president than the option of.
I don't think he's going to be president again. He's fleecing all these people now. I mean, in the first 6 months of this year, the Trump campaign spent $57 million. They took in $53 million. They spent $57 million. If you haven't seen any campaign ads, it's because they weren't spending it on the campaign. All the money Donald Trump is taking from his small money donors is going to pay his legal fees, and it's not being reported in conservative news, but in the filings, it's all there. I mean, $100,000 to Melania's stylist. Like, when you donate to the Save America PAC, you are donating to Donald Trump's piggy bank, not any kind of political movement. He's not out there. He's not even campaigning about building a wall anymore. It's all just about me. And
you told me I don't think the Republican Party wants him to run again. That's just me from the outside.
Oh no, the Republican vote. Half Republican voters want him to run again. Half of them don't, and most Republicans in the Congress don't want him to run again. But a lot of them do. And the fact is, it's still a democracy. If the voters in the Republican primaries want Trump to be the nominee, then it doesn't matter that he's under multiple indictments, and it doesn't matter if he gets convicted. He has a right to be their nominee. Democrats are praying he's going to be.
If you're a Democrat, please run.
Well, I mean, every Democrat I know is praying for it. But what I do think is between now and the Republican convention in July 15th of next year, Donald Trump's got 5 trials, 5 different trials starting. The E. Jean Carroll trial and the Trump Organization trial and the pyramid scheme trial from when he was on The Apprentice, and the federal trial for the documents and the state trial in New York. Now there's going to be a trial for, obviously, January 6th, which is the biggest of them all. And he's going to get indicted in the state of Georgia as well. So, I mean, he may be a convicted felon by the time the convention starts. And that's going to be amazing because there's enough Republicans in the establishment that won't want that to happen, that we might, for the first time in our lives, see an actual contested convention of a major party. So it's going to be a really interesting year.
Yeah. I just, again, this is just me from the outside. I assume if I'm a Republican, like if I'm like, and you want a Republican president to win, I'd be like, we can't have Trump, dude. Like, I'm just saying, I'd be like, dude,
both sides are freaking out. The Democrats are freaking out because they're going to have an 82-year-old incumbent who has achieved a lot, but his poll numbers are really low. And he has an unpopular vice president. So the Democrats are freaking out as well. You know, both sides are really nervous going into this. And
yeah, this is like when, what do you call it? Like 2 number 6 teams make the NBA finals. Like it's kind of like a weak NBA finals. Like, all right,
no, it's like if 2 all-star teams competed 40 years after they made the all-stars. I mean, it's just this 2 guys. One's really corrupt and unpopular. One's achieved a lot in 2 years, but he's losing the liberals again, and his poll numbers are really low. So, you know, it's going to be a really weird an interesting political campaign. I just hope it's about the issues and not about a lot of ageism, because I'll tell you, I'm really, the one thing I'm over with liberals and conservatives is that ageism is the acceptable ism for both sides. You know, I don't care how old someone is if they can do the job. Harrison Ford's 80, Martin Scorsese's 80, Mick Jagger's 80, and any of those men would make a fine president. Yeah, well, John Payton, thank you for the $2. He says, John, please join the third rake. Hail Ray. So they're nominating me for what I don't know. But Dayla, thank you. I'm gonna read, let me go through some of these super chats because I'm getting backed up for a second. Dayla, $2. Not your lane, Ray. Never politics. This is I admit I do not know politics as well as when I do like when I'm on your show, I'll study the news and the politics, whatever. Great. But it's like politics is talking about people, you know? Yeah. But I'm good from the outside coming in. Like I don't know. Carlos Danger, thanks for the $5. Attention, raise captors. Proof of life received. If unwilling to deal direct, we authorize Barry Ribs to act on our behalf. Proceed with caution. Thank you, Carlos. Wow. Tommy McNulty, member. Thanks for the membership, buddy. Appreciate it. Absence from milestones. Who better to celebrate a 1-month absence from sex milestone? Who better to celebrate than Ray DeVito? Thank you, Tom. I mean, technically, celebrate alone, I think, is the way to do that. Dayla, your guest is garbage. I don't think so, Dayla. I like you, but I like my guest. I'm happy he's here. Yeah, they hate me. I get a lot of hates. No, listen. like I'll take the hate, but like guys, try to make your hateful comments designed to hurt another person have a point to them, right? Like tell me what you specifically disagree with, because my whole thing is the Bible. I'm sorry, Trump supporters. I can't support Donald Trump because I believe the Jesus stuff. And the Jesus stuff is why I don't support the Republican Party. So please bring me your hate. I can take it, but try to be specific and try to spell the word "your" correctly. Thank you, Ray. Daniel Poon, $2. Nice. Tattletale and a liar. Liar, pants on fire. I think he's talking about me. I think he's talking about me, but I didn't tattletale on the guys on the bonfire. Yeah. And by the way, the guys in the bonfire are welcome to yeah, dude, that'd be awesome. Anytime they want. Yeah, dude, that'd be awesome. Like I know, I know Soder's like crazy busy now with the acting stuff, hence why he had to like leave the bonfire. But even Robert Kelly. But I think Big J, I could even reach out to him for you and be like, all good, man. I see him all the time. Yeah, he's fucking great. Blinky Jedi, $9. The insurrection was November 3rd. Trump war on time press. Thank you for that. Also, you could bring in Elise. I know it's my fault, Elise. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, John.
Thank you. Hi, John. Nice to meet you.
Dr. Chow, let me read through these super chats and then we're going to go. Let me catch up on these. And then, Dr. Chow, I foretold this would happen with the chat when you described this guy last night. Hang in there, Ray, and get Elise on ASAP. Thank you. It's fine. No, this is fine. This is awesome. What are you talking about? I'm having a great time. John's having a great time. This is great.
I mean,
Martha.
I welcome right-wing hate. Just try
Yeah.
to make an actual point, dudes. If you could do that, I know it's
Yeah.
busy with the porn and all
It's
that.
a lot to ask in this day and
Yeah.
age, John.
Yeah,
Let's be real.
Incels are already carrying a heavy burden. I don't want to make them do any more, but incels, please just try to make your hate a little more specific.
Yeah. This guest makes Chad Zumach seem like Honest Dave. All right, Martha. He's talking about Elise right there. That's clearly Elise. Elise got on there. It's not even her birthday. You believe this? Tom, thank you for the $5. Guys, politics and divisive. Unfortunately, let's have fun. All right, thanks, buddy. P.S. with Ari Jane. Happy birthday, beautiful. All right, there's Ari Jane. She's here.
Thank you. Thank you,
Ari. You are both having a great hair day. I think he's talking to all three of us. Thank you.
I think he's talking about you too.
Yeah.
Okay, I appreciate that though.
Teamster Tim. Biden ordered a Ray Tard shirt if the shoe fits. Yeah. My fans call themselves that, John, and it only stuck because I was like, come on, let's think it's something. They like it. It's like, you know what? Let them have what they want. So the second I was like, I'm not happy with those shirts. People I guess are getting taken down. So they started. I got the #1 selling shirt on this network. So
wow.
All right.
Congratulations.
Yeah. I don't think they could wear them in public, but they can do it.
They can spend the money.
Ben Gassy, $5. Ray, I'm going to see you at the stand for my birthday. Awesome, buddy. Can't wait. Love you, man. Can I get a birthday shout out? Happy birthday, Ben. Thanks, man. Up in this, $2.79 Canadian. Another year without a husband.
Oh no.
I feel like that one was directed towards me. So wow.
That's
thank you.
Necessarily a bad thing, folks. Not a bad thing.
You're not gonna lie. Yeah.
How's your birthday going so far, Elise? What's your big plans?
So far, it's good. I mean, I kind of was planning on doing nothing for my birthday because it's it's on a Thursday. It's kind of bookended. I had a transcendental weekend in the Catskills at what I describe as an adult day camp. And that was really righteous. So I'm still kind of brushing off the cobwebs from that. And then I have another something that I'm going to on the 5th. So on Saturday. So I'm just taking it easy. Might grill some steaks. I know that's a very controversial topic on your podcast.
Yeah, sensitive.
I might do nothing. I might bring a road wine to the park and just chill out. Might play some pool. Might go see a friend DJ. I don't know. I'm just hanging in there. I'm just happy to be here another year. That's.
You're looking good. What are you, 25 now?
Exactly. Let's stick with that story for sure.
I have what do you call it? I had a gout outbreak, and I ended up breaking my toe because I ran on it too soon. So I'm going sober for a week starting Monday, but I started drinking wine. I texted Elise this. I still don't know how to do the corks.
Yeah.
I still don't know how to do the corks.
Yeah,
That's
it was
where I'm at.
when you're new to wine drinking, and then it's just the cork floating in what's essentially a full bottle of wine. So
yeah.
Has that ever happened to you guys? Am I alone on this?
It has, certainly.
Every wine bottle sold to a college student should also be sold with a sieve to pour it through to get all the if you don't have the sieve around, you're looking for a very nice evening with yourself, your date, and lots of little corky bits.
Yeah, that's great. That's a great idea. There's a market for that, John, for sure.
I'm here to help.
I also wanted to talk about this. John's interviewed pretty much everybody. Pretty much, I saw the list on your website. Paul McCartney, Bruce Springsteen, Peter Townsend, Brian Wilson, Yoko Ono, Willie Nelson, Tony Bennett. The guy who I am most interested in hearing about is John Fogerty.
Oh, John Fogerty.
John Fogerty, dude. I just remember as a kid, when CCR broke up or whatever, and the whole thing about that, he literally had to sit in court and play his songs, and he got sued for sounding too much like John Fogerty.
Yep.
That's insane. It's wait a minute, you sound just like the guy from CCR.
Yeah, he subconsciously plagiarized himself.
He plagiarized himself, dude. What did you guys talk about? Because I obviously did not hear the interview.
I've interviewed him many times over the years, both for TV and then he's done our Sirius XM show a few times. And, he's the real deal of all of those guys, of all of those classic rock icons. He is really the most down to earth of all of them. And he's a tremendously humble guy who, has been to the top and been to the bottom again. He found great love a couple of decades ago with a makeup artist he met who he's just, he's a guy in his 70s who's a living legend, who's madly in love with his wife and gets to go on the road with his kids and play music that he loves to adoring crowds. And he's still not appreciated enough. I think Creedence might be.
Oh, they're great, dude.
Creedence might be the greatest American rock and roll band. Like I go back and forth, like, Beach Boys, Velvet Underground. I mean, what's the greatest American rock and roll band? I think pound for pound, it might still be Creedence. So
it could be CCR.
But you know what? But Fogerty is so smart. He did an anti-Iraq war song called Deja Vu All Over Again. And it's a great song. I play it whenever he comes on my show. It's a great protest song. But if you listen to the very beginning of it, he actually copies the bass line from Who'll Stop the Rain deliberately as sort of like a
he could play his stuff now because I saw him in concert and he did Fortunate Son.
But he played his own bass line again as like a fuck you for the ruling that he had plagiarized himself. Like literally he'll put like little sonic checks for his own songs in his new stuff. And he's a really creative guy and just a lovely man. Well,
I saw him at the Rock and Roll Hall of because I'm from Cleveland. I saw him at the concert for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He did Born on the Bayou and he did Fortunate Son. Like he did his own song. So he is allowed to do them now or whatever.
Oh, he always has. Yeah. He just,
I've seen him.
Well, the other guys toured as Creedence. And then a couple years later, they had Creedence Clearwater Revisited, CCR, that we were playing state fairs, and they legally had the rights to the name. And it was a lot like what Jeff Lynne went through with ELO, and Fogerty just, finally went out there and just did his own shows as him, and doesn't, I think he should try to get the name back and tour as Creedence, but his brother died a few years back, and I don't think he ever wants to be that band again.
I hear, man. I'm gonna get back to these super chats. It's interactive, so I got to keep them.
Yeah.
I got to pay the bills around here, man. We got to keep the lights on. Tampa Converters 599. Thanks, John. Have you seen the movie No Shark? It's quite interesting.
Have you seen yeah, I was in that. Yeah,
I haven't seen it.
Tell me about the movie.
Yeah.
It's a bizarre one. It's from this genius named Cody Clark, who I actually was connected to via a comedian named Anthony Kapfer, and he now has a whole shark series, which originally a bunch of crowdsourced from Japan. They were very into like the very conceptual something, but I don't know. It's like it's pretty existential. There was actually shark attacks on the beach here, but it was more about, to me, it was kind of like secretly political in a way that Cody just like, without being political, tunes into. And it was very like the danger in the water that everyone's talking about, but like, has anyone actually seen the shark? But no, it's like fucked everybody's day. And like the narrator is very left field in the sense that you think she's trying to avoid a shark encounter. And she's like, actually, it's like, I've lived my entire life like wanting to be eaten by a shark. So she's coming from I don't know. It's a weird,
but wild. You like it. You recommend it.
I mean, it's an
recommend it, yes or no,
and it's yes, of course I recommend it. Go watch it. That was part of it. I believe in Cody's work. He's wild and
Flex
very
316
guerrilla filmmaking.
For the 401k, Ray. Thank you, Flex 316.
For
Mojo
the 401k.
Buffalo. Ray, I love you, but this is your worst show. If you want to hear pointless political garbage, can watch Fox or MSNBC. More gout talk, please.
More gout talk.
Yeah, usually I just talk about like whatever random crap's going on in my life. So this is.
I do a political talk show at night, which is why Ray dragged me into talking politics. But I'm back, back to all the incest and dick jokes, really, and that's most of my act. So
yeah. AMG F1. The first time we need producer Joe to step in, he is silent. I don't think producer Joe is here. He's great. I'm a big fan of producer Joe. Dr. Chow, the Mega G. What's John's favorite preparation of soy? I don't think I get that one, but
I can tell you it's when your wife licks it off my chest.
Oh, there you go. Ooh, right back at you, Dr.
Make it
Child.
too easy, guys. Please.
Yeah.
Hate smarter, please.
Yeah. Single mother of 5. I'd rather take advice from Casey Anthony on childcare than political advice from Ray. Hashtag Ray sexual. I got you. Dayla.
I don't know. Hold on.
Take-
I think the CCR talk is riveting, and I
Oh, it
watched
is. It is.
I watched the CCR, the documentary in close, proximity to when I watched the Muscle Shoals one, and I was really surprised. I never in my entire life thought that CCR was from California. It was like from the Bay Area. Because
Yeah. I thought they were from
tapped
Louisiana.
into this,
the way they're always
this
like
Southern sound. I mean, Born on the Bayou, like it's so to me it was like a real testament to like how a musician really is also a medium in that sense. Like he tapped into an essence of something and then wrote a bunch of stories sonically and lyrically from a place that he hadn't even been to geographically. So I was
what do you know about his John?
Most of the band was from Canada. I mean, only
Canada.
All right.
The band.
Mm-hmm.
Only Levon Helm was from America. Robbie Robertson and the rest. I mean, they're considered the ultimate Americana band, but they were almost all Canadian.
The Weight, their songs, The Weight. That's and then I know a bunch of the bands.
Then, I think Toxic was one of theirs, and Harlem Shake was them too.
Yeah, what's
Harlem Shake?
No, I'm trying to think of their song that I really do.
The Night They Drove Old Dixie Down, Up on Cripple Creek.
Up on Cripple Creek, you'll send me da 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 da. Yeah.
Also,
real quick, I want to bring out. Hang on, at least let me.
Springsteen, though, my favorite is Mr. State Trooper and I'm on Fire.
Yes, Johnny Cash did a great cover of that.
My favorite cover of Springsteen when he did Tom Waits' Jersey Girl. And also The Wrestler is a very underrated song. I think it might have won a Grammy, but like The Wrestler from the movie The
Wrestler got an Academy Award nomination. Yeah. I don't know how a one-legged dog makes its way down the street. That lyric
it's a three-legged dog. Have you ever seen a three-legged? Does he say one-legged?
One-legged. I never got that, but I love the song.
If you see me, and that's also like great because like it sums up like what a lot of wrestlers have to do.
We began this weird interview talking about how you need to hear Springsteen's version of Night Shift by the Commodores.
Yeah, I'm going to see it. You know who I love is Frankie Valli, but he did a cover album of Bob Dylan songs, and it's not that great. It's his covers of Bob Dylan because Bob Dylan songs are not like a lot
of them tried. I know.
But he did it in that weird voice. That don't think twice, it's all right. Babe, why, babe, why? And it's like it just doesn't fit. So
great to hear you do a Frankie Valli impression singing Bob Dylan is why God sent me here today.
Yeah, bring it in, Liam. Are you paying attention, buddy? Bring in Liam McEnany.
Hey,
how are you, buddy?
Hey, Ray, how you doing?
Good, buddy. Do you guys know each other, John? And
of course I know John.
And Liam. I don't think you ever met Elise.
Thanks for inviting me to come on and listen to your show for the past 45 minutes.
Yes, I messed up. Well, I told you I'm bringing you on.
When you told me you wanted me as a guest, I didn't realize it was to listen.
Oh my God!
No! I told you were coming on at 1:30. Did I not?
Yeah, if I had known,
and then you also told me you didn't know if you had Wi-Fi. So I only got you confirmed. Literally,
I thought I'd be out camping in the woods, out in the mountains where there'd be no Wi-Fi.
Right.
But I decided not to. So
Liam, I'm so sorry. If I had known you were waiting, I would have brought funny shit. I'm so sorry.
Dude, you're so funny. It's I've been watching your jokes just sail through the air. Just like
yeah, it really is.
Right, Toxic is not a song by the band. Toxic is a song by Britney Spears.
Okay, I confuse those two all the time. I apologize. That's on me.
So I don't know who does Harlem Shake, but I also don't know if that's the band.
That's definitely not.
I think Harlem Shake was just like it was a viral sensation.
It was Emerson, Lake and Palmer, I think, did that one.
Kiki Palmer?
Yes, Kiki Palmer.
Liam, can we get the camera more on you, or is it? I want to see your beautiful face.
Sure.
And also, John, since you have interviewed Tony Bennett, I just want to give a shout out to Tony Bennett, whose birthday, late great, is also today, August 3rd.
Yeah, that's right.
As is James Hetfield of Metallica and DJ Spinderella. So happy birthday to all.
She's into horoscopes, so she knows everything about.
I am also an astrologer. It's true, but those are just birthdays
Really?
of cool.
I'm married
people.
to a person from California, so I feel like I'm an astrologer because I know way more. I know enough about astrology to I don't know, form a cult, but I mean we always go over all of the birthdays every night on the show. Who's got a birthday every day? And you have some very cool people you share one with.
Thank you.
Very that. Yeah.
See, I want to do a quick introduction though for Liam. Let me introduce Liam properly. Liam McEnany.
Here, Ray. You don't have to introduce me.
No, I wanted to let him know who you are, man. I met you. I know you're correct. Comedy Central Premium Blend. That's the last time we saw each other. Exactly. That's the last time we hung and saw each other. When you lived in New York City, he had a great show down on the Lower East Side. I forget the name of your show, but it was one of the hottest shows in New York City.
Am I on This Is Your Life? What's going on?
I'm introducing to the people. They don't know you.
Friends, Ray. It was Tell Your Friends.
Tell your friends. That's right. And the name of it, Tell Me Everything and Tell Your Friends.
Great album, too. Great album, I might add.
Oh, thank you very much, John.
I'm from the Liam Liberation Front. I follow the man's work.
I'm a big fan of John. I went to see your one-man show. You have a very interesting life story.
Oh, thank you. That's a nice, kind way of putting it. I appreciate it.
Ray, I'm gonna do your research for you. So John was raised by his mother was a former Catholic nun, right? And your father was
I know this, by the way.
a priest.
And Franciscan brother. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Franciscan brothers. So
Yeah.
I mean,
Like third order, or are we talking still full brother?
No, they both had vows of celibacy. They both promised God I would never happen. And then,
and then boom.
When I was 11, I realized my parents had promised God I would never happen, and then they didn't keep up their end of the bargain. So I always existentially feel like I'm not supposed to be here. But yeah, they both were married to God and then quit and had a second marriage with each other. He still got heavy visitation rights in our house, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Liam's got the coolest painting I ever saw.
I agree.
Yeah, the guitar one.
That is actually, I had to shoot a short film in here, and I just did all this artwork on AI because I go to a film school where they're very heavy on paperwork and proper rights usage and all that. So I used an AI art generator, and that is actually the prompt for that was Neil Young playing a child's birthday party.
Nice.
And then the one on the left is Coyote chasing Roadrunner. And that is Bugs Bunny and Elmer Fudd. So, but that's in the style of Picasso. So, yeah, and I just kept it up on the wall because I was like, actually, I really like
It's
this.
cool. It's really cool. And happy birthday to Liam. Liam just had a birthday himself.
Happy birthday, Liam.
Thank you. I'm a Leo with Virgo all the way down, basically.
Oh, really? Wow. Like moon and ascendant, or just all the way down?
Yeah, basically all the way to Pluto.
Wow. Is your Pluto also in Virgo? Because that you're.
So. Wow. All right. So here's my question about astrology. Have you cut Pluto out entirely?
Negative. I'm like most Pluto. Everything. I love the fact that like the mainstream conversation. Don't ever listen to that. I mean, you can, but especially when it comes to astrology, it was like, no, we already systematically took this out of the mainstream conversation like hundreds of years ago. You can't just like drop it back in just because, an Elite Daily article was like, oh shit, there's 13 zodiac signs. But I love they're like Pluto rules the soul. And I love how it like keeps going in and out of our consciousness. Like, oh, is the soul a real thing or is it not? And you're like, bitch, you're going to find out whether like you don't have to believe in it for it to be active and like something that you need to integrate and take heed of. So,
well, I hope the moons are awesome. Let me read some super chats, and then I got I don't know anything about moons, so it's out of my.
I just want to say Pluto doesn't care if we think it's a planet or not.
Yeah.
Thank you, John.
It's how Pluto identifies.
You don't get to identify how Pluto self-identifies.
Yeah. Pluto can identify with what it wants.
Or
say so. He or she, whatever Pluto wants to be, whatever its pronouns are. They or them. They, them. Tay, grow your hair out and have fun. Lean in. Thank you, Dayla. I will. Bob's old teeth. Ray, take Elise out for her birthday. By the way, Elise is going to AC on the 18th. Are you going to AC on the 18th, Elise?
Not that I'm aware of. Yeah. No.
But yes, I am hanging out with Elise for her birthday. We're meeting up. I just got to Eastville Comedy Club tonight, and that's my only plan. After this is like I'm going to go to the gym and stuff. I can only do the bike. But
Wait, so are you guys dating? Like, what's the deal?
no, she's a good friend of mine.
No, okay.
We're
Martha, we cooked steaks on the 4th of July. I was cooking steaks when it's 98 degrees. Elise went upstairs in the air conditioning for an hour and a half. And then came back and was surprised all the food was gone.
This is all misinformation.
It's all Martha. Let me read these, and then we're gonna get back to Martha Maxley. John, fellow crypto Marxist here. Bernie 2024.
I don't think he's running, but a crypto Marxist is my new favorite oxymoron.
Okay.
It was billionaire Marxist before, but now it's crypto Marxist. So thank you,
Benny Boy. If Shuli was a hot chick, that's what it's saying Elise looks like. I'll go with it. Benghazi.
Or Liam.
$5. Ray, can you talk more about politics? I can't quite bring myself to put my toe on the trigger. All right. I just said happy birthday. Yes, I know. You like my stand-up. You hate my politics.
I don't know about Hunter Biden, which is, all these red states, you would think they would identify with a guy who has a fuck-up son that does drugs and steals shit he shouldn't and sells it. It's like the number one problem in red states right now. Like, you would think that would make him the most identifiable president in the history of those, like Alabama.
Yeah.
They're also all afraid of what would happen to all of their LLCs and everything that are registered in Delaware for the tax break.
You have to realize though the goal is to impeach Joe Biden because these incels, what they really want is a black woman president. So that's why this is all happening.
That'd be exactly what they want. It's great.
Can I ask you a question, John?
Hang on, let me read some of these super chats.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I apologize.
It's my show. I got to take control. I got to take the reins. David Chandler, who's the MVP of all this stuff. Thank you for the $49.99. Remember, Ray, a bird in the hand may poop on it. Yes, that's what happens when birds are in your hand.
That's better than
David Chandler's MVP. Dela, $5. Elise and Ari deserve better. They need to stop clout chasing. Oh, they're not clout. Stop it. Ray's broken. Find some good.
I'm clout chasing.
Yeah,
100%. Ray DeVito. 1,000%.
Yeah. If anyone's clout chasing with me, yeah, John's only here to clout.
I come here to shed my clout. So.
Dead fool. $10. Thank you, buddy. Have your guests seen your favorite baseball card? Whip it out. I collect baseball cards, which everybody knows.
What's your favorite baseball card? What is your favorite?
I'm gonna say they're in a. People make fun of me because I have them in a security box at in a bank, and I got a Hank Aaron. It's in horrible shape. But I do have a Hank Aaron rookie card, which is pretty cool. But it's a graded one.
Don't be embarrassed. I still call the stadium where the Mets play Shea, and I don't care that it's not that for 10 years. So don't feel embarrassed by that at all. I was just there watching the Mets play the other night.
On the same note, man, one of the most historic parks in the history of sports is the Polo Grounds, and like where it is like now, it's the projects, and it literally is just a plate on this. Like, I went to go see where home plate is, and I literally had to move trash out of the dumpster to take a picture with where the home plate of the Polo Grounds. That's where Babe Ruth started. That's where Willie Mays made the famous catch in 1954. And it's like, you'd think there'd be more respect on it. That's all I'm saying.
I went out to Shitty Field to see the Mets lose to the Dodgers when I was in New York, and
I just saw them lose to the Nationals the other night.
Oh, dude, I was so excited to like root against the Dodgers, and we got a home run. First at bat was a home run. The crowd was electric, and then the umps took back the home run, ruled it a double, and that was it. That was it for the Mets for the rest of the night.
Last Saturday night, they lost 11-6. The crowd was booing. The hometown crowd was booing the Mets.
Yeah,
I brought my kid and my nephew to boo our team.
But that's what happens, dude. When you're supposed to be, they spend all that money and they stink. I'm mad at the Guardians. That's my team, Cleveland Guardians / Indians, whatever. If they would have won the other night, they would have been in first place on August 1st. And what do? They sold all their players. They started. It's like, you're tanking and you're in first place. You're selling off. Major League Baseball is dead. You're selling off your players and you're in first place. Get out of
Well,
here. Go fuck yourself.
The Mets, the
So-
Wilpons did that in the 2000s, I think, with the
But
idea
we're
being
in first. We
okay,
would have been in
we're
first
bringing
place.
in we're going to be like the Marlins. We're going to bring in nothing but cheap young players,
That's it.
and we're going to win a bunch of World Series that way. And then it turned out, no, the Marlins were just extremely lucky. That's like baseball.
Yeah. Carlos Danger, $5. Elise, Cody Clark Smug Film Podcast was great back in the day. Happy 25th birthday. I spent an extra $3 to say that. Hashtag Dabblever. Thank you, Carlos Danger.
Thank you.
Martha Maxley, Crypto from Greek. Hidden Ray said you're smart. Everybody on here is smart. They're smarter than me. I think we might have missed a super chat. I think one went away that I saw on my thing. I want to make sure I read them all. But there was one up there, Austin, that disappeared. Single mother of 5, please explain. Ray's the only podcaster that thinks he has to yell at all his guests on every single episode. I'm not the best podcaster. I never said I was.
Have you
that's my
not
charm.
seen Kevin Brennan also? Have you not seen Kevin?
You know, Ray, when you yell, you're like an Adam Sandler character. It's adorable.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really take it seriously.
Yeah, nobody. Yeah, it all comes out of love. It's just my way of saying I gotta steer the ship.
Yeah, I don't mind you. I don't mind you yelling and as an interviewer. What
did you think of John Fogerty? Tell me about John Fogerty.
When you yell is foreplay. There's a problem, really.
Yeah. Hey, keep saying away.
Dayla, $2. Melton, us mad at you. What did you do? I don't know. Thank you, Dayla. Carlos Danger, Elise, Cody Clark, Smug Film.
You already read it.
Oh,
Very nice.
all right.
Yeah.
And also,
Okay.
thank you, Carlos. Appreciate it.
All right.
Ray, you're making a lot of money.
Follow
on
Cody
this.
Clark.
Yeah.
Follow Cody Clark on everything. He's also Kill the Lion, which I do have some issues with since I am a Leo. You're a Leo, Liam. We got to find out what this Kill the Lion situation is from him.
Well, then what about if someone's a cancer and they kill cancer in people's body and keep them alive? Are you anti-doctors that kill cancer? What are you saying, Elise? Where's your stand?
I'm not, but I hope that the Kill the Lion is a reference to the MGM. MGM is the one with the lion, or is that Goldwyn and whatever? I don't know.
That's the filmmaker. He would know that. Liam.
You know,
I kill a lot of virgins. Yeah, same thing for me.
I have to say, Kill the Lion sounds more like a clue from a national treasure movie, where it's like you spend 45 minutes and you find out, oh, the lion's protecting the 42nd Street Library, and you have to smash it. Like, that's what that sounds like to me.
Oh.
This is a good one. I like this one.
Martha. John, I admire your capability of smug dishonesty. Just pretending to believe in Jesus. Go far with the rubes. Workers of the world unite. Martha is not a fan of. Yeah, I don't know Martha. Martha's coming to life on this.
Are you saying that your show gets this guy paid $5 to your show to hate on me?
Yes.
Oh, well, I love you, Ray, so much. You should invite me every day. I'll buy you a fucking coat with these guys. Let's go for it.
Yeah, welcome
Ben
to my world,
Galzi.
man. Yeah.
Ben Galzi for
I
$2.
see why.
No, you're spending your birthday with Ray. Why?
That's
Here's the
£2
thing,
sterling.
Can I just respond to that? Because I got nothing against right-wing incels. Look, just tell me what I lied about. That's all I ask. Just be specific. I appreciate your need to have raw hatred. I understand you've been groomed that way. I get it. I grew up on Long Island. But just tell me, because with the Jesus thing, here's the deal. I just go by the Jesus in the book, and that Jesus is a peaceful, radical, nonviolent, hung around with lepers, hookers, and crooks, not capitalist, anti-wealth, anti-public prayer, Matthew 6:5, motherfucker, never anti-gay, never anti-abortion, never called the poor lazy, never fought for tax cuts for the wealthiest Nazarenes, never said torture is okay sometime, and was a long-haired, brown-skinned, that's in Revelation, fuck you left behind books, brown-skinned, homeless, unarmed, Middle Eastern, community organizing, feminist, anti-slut-shaming, Palestinian liberal Jew. But that's only if you've actually read the book.
Hell yeah.
Oh, John.
Which is like maximally curated. Like, could you imagine thinking that the Bible as we know it is even more curated than the mainstream media is today? And this is all analog, you know.
I know the Bible is the King James cut. That's what it is. It's worse than the Snyder cut. But you know, I love debating Jesus with people who think Donald Trump is Christian. They also thought Barack Obama was Muslim. I'm happy. Let's talk the Bible all day.
all
Well,
day.
you know the Bible better than anyone I know. Like you're always,
You only hang out with Satanists, Ray.
Yeah. Well, my whole thing. I mean, I'm. All right,
It's
you're not
for the
gonna
music.
like.
I know it's for the music. I get it.
Well, Ray,
You're not gonna like this. What's up?
You were like pro January 6th, right?
Yeah, he was. Ray was pro COVID too.
Like he
Ray
wasn't.
did a
Like you
fundraiser.
weren't there, but you were pro January 6th, right?
You being serious? Or,
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you're joking
I
or
heard
being
someone
serious.
on a podcast saying they did nothing wrong. I thought that's what I heard.
Ray did a fundraiser for AIDS once, not for a cure, for the actual. virus.
Just more age. Yeah.
Virus.
What are you talking about?
He
I don't know if
actually-
Liam's being serious or if he's.
all the public schools.
Yeah.
No, you're confused. No, Ray was the secret FBI agent, Black Lives Matter member who was infiltrating January 6th. Liam,
Yeah.
you've got your conspiracies.
You know what, John? If you're calling Ray a narc, we're going to have words because Ray is not a narc.
Oh, I'm aware.
Ray's
Of that.
full-blooded. He's a
I've-
QAnon patriot.
No, I've been selling Ray heavy amounts of pharmaceuticals for years. I know. He's not a narc. He can-
Martha Maxley, happy birthday, Elise. Happy birthday.
That was Reverend Bob Levy quotes. Thank you.
Yes.
By the way,
Martha
just
Maxley
for
says.
the record, Ray is not a January 6th guy. I was just
Yeah. He was just
I was
making a
messing
joke.
around.
Yeah.
Anything
Ben
he's like a
Gabby.
Forrest Gump.
No, he
Ben
just
Gabby. Elise, Elise, you're
You already
spending your
got that.
birthday with Ray. Why? Because she's my friend.
She's giving Ray a present on her birthday.
Yeah. Martha Maxley, squeezing every drop from the incel meme. Nice, Martha. Martha's like come to life. I've only seen her in here a few times, and she's
Incel
usually
is
nice, but
nicer to say
apparently.
than- incel is nicer to say than impotent fascist.
You know what, Ray? Like honestly, you should have John every week because he is your number one fundraiser today.
I seriously have
Yeah, dude. Thank you, John. Well, you're welcome with that.
here
First of
and-
all, I
I'll-
fucking love you. We're good friends, and
Listen, I'll just come here and quote Jesus. He commands you to welcome the stranger, you immigrant haters. No,
These guys-
Jesus overturns the death penalty in Sermon on the Mount. He never mentions abortion, but he's against the death penalty. Bling, 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 bling. I'll get you some hate bucks, brother.
Oh
Yeah.
my God! If some of these guys read the Song of Solomon, their brains would melt out of their ears.
No.
Oh.
It's a good
I
one.
love these people. These are my fans. Let's be
I read that and I was like, "This isn't the Bible."
Dayla, $2. I challenge this guy to a boxing match. Why do you want to box Liam? Why do you want to box Liam? Liam's a nice guy.
Did it be
You
like
challenge-
that scene in Robert Altman's Popeye, where the huge guy comes out and he's like in the boxing ring, and then Popeye goes, "Wang."
Ray, shouldn't you be defending your fellow? I love everybody here. Even Marta, I love too. Like I want everyone to come together. We'll cook steaks. We'll put some Silk City hot sauce on it. At least we'll go hang out in the air conditioning for 3 hours while I
we
do
put
it.
everyone together, everyone would get along, right? You know, people do this when they don't show their faces, but in person, people are nice.
Yeah. No, I like Marta. It's the first time I ever seen her heated. But hey, by the way, I'm glad she's like speaking her mind. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's I fucking love Martha. Jesus, or Muhammad's age of consent. Hey, Martha's debating back.
What about
I don't know. Like I said, I don't. The super chat, you can put it up there. John, Jesus, Muhammad's age of
8
consent.
or 6?
8 or 6.
Ooh, lordy.
I'm not
Wow.
Muslim. I know that one time, as part of some battle, he was given a princess betrothed to marry one day. But I'm not here to defend what guys who've been dead for hundreds of years did in the desert with underage girls. Yeah, but you know, it's always good to hear Trump defenders who are really upset about guys messing with girls under 18.
Yeah, I've always had my attitude about this for religion. Again, I know I'm agnostic just because I have no clue. I have no clue.
No,
I believe.
you gotta blame somebody. You gotta believe.
No, I have no.
Oh no!
I have no clue. I just
Been a
know
part
it
of-
feels.
Your breath,
It
right?
feels good to be nice to people. We have it in us. It feels good when I'm nice to someone. It feels good. I helped a lady cross the street the other day, and it just felt good. Like traffic was crazy, and I literally helped. Like she grabbed my arm, and I like walked her to the subway with
That's
my
right.
broken foot, and it just felt good.
Yeah.
It's cool to be nice to people. It feels good to be nice. I'm going to be nice to everyone until they give me a reason not to be nice. And then I'll just whatever. Then I just won't bother with them.
That is the Sermon on the Mount in the nutshell, dude.
Hey, really, he's right. You're just distilling what Jesus actually said.
Yeah, it just feels good to be nice, and it puts you in a good headspace. It puts you in a good headspace to be like, oh man, that felt good. Like, you know.
Now imagine that on a societal level, how much we could get done and how good.
There you go.
Wait, no more GoFundMe's to pay for children's surgeries? What? We could do that like all of our capitalist allies have? Whoa.
Yeah, that is weird when you think about it. The fact that people got to raise money to get like healthcare needs to like that's
it's by design. They don't have any problem in our other capitalist friend countries.
Yeah. Dr. Chow, the Mega G. John seems like a really chill bro to hang out. He is. I mean, this is John. He's very laid back. He's
very heavily medicated. That's really it.
De La, boxing match is real. This guy can catch out. Leave Liam alone. Come on, De La. I love De La. I love De La. Doctor, there's a picture of me for an old video that I did.
What is this rate card?
Is that from the live in the dojo? But
I recommend smell two.
Rate card on? Is that?
Let me read the super chat and then I'll answer your question. We got to respect the Dr. Ray T. I recommend smell 2 apples a day. Thank you. Yeah, so when Danny Polchuk was on my podcast when I first started, and the fans like, what does your fans call you? And he, as a joke, said, I recommend Raytards. And then they came to life with it, and they were like, yeah, that's hilarious. That's great. And they started calling themselves that. And then the more I was like, I wish they picked something else. And they started calling themselves Ray Sis, Ray Pist. And it's like, all right, dude. But then I was at the Columbus Funny Bone, and like a couple people that are fans of this podcast were there, and they're like, hey, racists unite. And it's like, they meant it out of love. And I'm like, there's 20 people standing there that have no idea what that means. And it just sounds horrendous. Like, oh, geez. So it is what it is. My fans can call themselves what they want. I love everybody.
You might want to get ahead of that a little bit. Maybe
what's that?
Might want to come up with another nickname.
At some point, you know.
Yes.
Very soon before your career launches.
Deadpool $5. What version? King James? Because there could be no problem with the dictator approved edit. That's what I don't.
Man, don't get me started on this thing. I take it all the way back. I'm like, listen, there was this whole paradigm shift that happened 6,500 years ago. Okay, and then as we got more right-brained about the situation, and we left these egalitarian, mostly female run, not like led, like facilitated circles where there was no hierarchy, there was no whatever, and then we got comfortable there. And then we were like, oh, we gotta find out the capital T truth, and we're gonna do it with our left brain, and we're gonna do it with a bunch of dudes getting together talking about it. And then that oral tradition turned into a written tradition, which that's when it really gets scary, is when, because the people with the printing press. That's also where I surmised that the pronoun problem comes from. Like, I really don't think there's a large population that are like, I'm upset that you consider yourself a they, because that's something that
nobody does. I don't care.
Yeah,
people call themselves what they want. Did you guys see a guy wants to be?
Listen, my friend and I we were walking through the woods, and I was like, oh, I think it had to do with word economy. Like, when we used to use a lot in storytelling, you use a lot more proper nouns, but all of a sudden, when it came to actually printing it on a piece of paper, you shortened it to pronouns so that you didn't have to keep repeating the name. But when you're like ritual oral storytelling of an ancient time, still now when people do that in person, you use a proper noun a lot more than you use a pronoun.
It's all good. I don't give it. All right.
We can all.
I don't care about the pronouns.
When we can modify the language and the message behind it.
I'm gonna pull up this. There's a guy who wants to identify as a dog. Did you guys see this? Some guy actually paid money to turn himself into a dog. I'm finding the article now. Yes. Did you guys see this? Oh. Yeah. And I want to get your guys. All right. I don't want, this is some kid's TikTok. I don't want his version. If you guys don't mind, Austin, the guy who identifies as a dog. I just went on a Google search. It comes up right away. But the first thing that comes up is some kid commenting on some guy. So some guy in Japan spent $20,000 to turn himself into a dog. So now he's a dog.
How long ago did you think you would like? Did you think of the story during show prep, or did you?
I know. I just thought of it now. At least brought up pronouns, and I'm like, some guy turned himself into a dog, and that's what. Yeah. So can we watch a little bit of this? Is this transformative? Can we? Have you guys heard about this story at all, or no? Liam, Elise, John? Yeah, this is an ad. Yeah, this is just the ad.
I'm not here to make fun of the trans species community, Ray.
Yeah,
no,
but no, I mean, I'm just saying, have you heard of this story? Yes or no?
I have not heard of this story, and my point is that language is insufficient, and like the absolutism around language when people aren't even aware of like the origins of why we do certain things or say things.
So there we go. This guy's a dog.
He spent $14,000 to turn himself into a dog before the credit card bill comes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So he can't pay it.
Yeah.
I think he just wants to piss in public. I don't.
That's a person in there?
Yeah, that's a person. Like, this is how he supposedly lives his life now. That guy, I'm assuming it's a person like in, I don't know if he comes in and out of that thing or if this is like what he is now. No, I think he can come in and out of that suit. It's looking like the guy can come in and out of that suit. Look at the other dogs.
It's looking very confusing for that other dog.
Yeah.
Thank you for not saying real dog, by the way, because
I was trying to be sensitive.
Anyone who wants to be a dog is a real dog.
Very convincing.
Correct.
I mean, God, imagine going out on a Saturday night and petting something like that, and then getting home and finding out.
There's a dude who rolls himself up in a carpet and just lays himself at the base of a bar. And I used to run into him all the time at like the Bowery Poetry Club and other bars downtown. And
I mean, wow.
It was,
oh, New York City is like full of like just whatever. But like, yeah, what if he's got to go to the bathroom? I'm assuming that's got to be a costume.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's got to be a costume.
It's
like,
a custom-made collie costume. Yes. Here in America, we call it
like he's waving with his paw. Like,
we just call it a fetish in America and move beyond this.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that dude's got a girlfriend and I don't. Look at that. He's got a girlfriend. I don't have a girlfriend.
Well, he bought himself a big cage to sleep in, Ray. You don't have one of those either.
Yeah.
They had 14 grand to drop on anything, Ray. That was really the selling point there.
I mean, here's the thing. You're in a long-term relationship, and after a few years, your boyfriend, Ari Jane, I'm speaking to you, buys a huge hand cart like that. And you're like, what's the hand cart for, buddy? And then he says, well, I have several things to tell you. Like, how do you
yeah, they put him on a cart. So I guess he's not walking around as a dog. You can get rid of that. I just wanted to show that.
How do you feel in a long-term relationship?
What, me?
No, I'm talking to Ari Jane.
Oh,
like, how do you feel in a long-term relationship when a guy like Ray busts that out and says, like, I think I want to go around as a dog in public?
Well,
I don't want to be a dog, but how would you guys feel if your significant other came to you tomorrow? Let's say, I mean, John, I know you're married. Liam, I don't know your situation. Elise, I know you're single as hell.
You're Elise. Sorry.
Yeah.
I got all of Ray's girlfriends confused.
How would you feel if your significant other decided that they wanted to be like a dog now or something? Like, would you support them or would that be like a deal breaker?
I'm like John. Crazy enough to just like try everything twice. So I'd be like, all right, I'll help you fasten your tail. Let's see how it goes, And if it goes off the rails, the first, like, I'm going to do it one more time. I'm going to support this until I can't. That's probably how I would do it.
John, you're married, and I think you'd be like, your wife pretty well. So I think you'd be like, all right, I think maybe we should see some counseling for your own mental health.
The amount of depraved activities I've dragged my wife into over the years, the very least.
The least, like, yeah.
Look, I don't understand menopause. Maybe a furry chapter is one of the symptoms. I don't know. I've got to be good, giving, and game. I've got to show up. I've seen the Barbie movie. I know. I got to show up and and support her arrangement, and that's what a feminist does. And I'm feminine. I leave the seat down in the men's room. I'm so feminist, so I would support my wife's transition to living as a dog. If I was any more sensitive, I'd be a clit. All right, I'm a real feminist. I'm there for her. So yes, and I won't
love
or anything.
John,
that's a shirt.
Yeah,
that's a shirt. If I were any more sensitive,
Yeah.
I'd be a clit. That's the
If I was
shirt.
any more sensitive, I'd be a clit. John, the G spot.
And with that in mind, I got to run because I have to bring.
All right, cool, dude. Thank you so much, John. I love you, buddy. Thanks for joining us, man.
And by the way, you can to all of your right-wing listeners, my podcast is free every day. We have celebrities and comedians and all kinds of fun people, but you got to learn how to say my name.
Where can people see you? Plug all your stuff.
I'm a Sirius XM Progress, and then stand up, and then you get the podcast wherever you download your fine podcast these days.
Dude, I appreciate you being here. I love all my everyone in my chat. I love you.
Listen,
and thanks for being cool. Everybody
next week, and I'm going to do nothing but like quote Gore Vidal and Howard Zinn, and I'm going to split the funds with you. We're going to make bank next week. All right. So let's look forward. Thanks, guys.
John is like Sturt means Howard Zinn.
Bye.
So, yeah. I love you, buddy. Thanks, man. No, he's great, and I thank him for coming on here. I'm going to read some super chats real quick. Dayla, okay, you can take Elise off while she's gone. Dayla, $2. If he's scared, let him say it. I'll travel. Well, nobody's fighting, Dayla. I love you, Dayla.
Dude, he's so scared. He just ran.
Dayla
scared him off the show. You did it, dude.
Yeah, I love Dayla. Dayla's fucking awesome.
Can you imagine being so angry about politics that you want to fight a guy? You want to jump on a plane. By the way, I can't maintain any level of feeling on a 7-hour flight.
Yeah, to like still come off with
the minute that the fucking thing hits, I get like nervous. So
Dayla, whenever I come to your city, wherever you're at, like see you at a show, we'll hang out. I'll buy you a beer, whatever. We'll hang out. I love you, buddy. Thanks for the support and everything. I smell fish, you puss. And I one of these days, like if John comes back on, if you guys can, a friendly debate. And same thing with you, Martha. Like, yeah, we'll do it. Like if you want to jump on a podcast or something, like, I mean, I'll run it by John or whatever. But yeah, that could be something fun, and you guys can like hash it out. Everybody, you guys can say what you want, and then it ends with a handshake and, whatever, agree to disagree, whatever. But yeah, I mean, you guys know me. I'm not trying to create conflict. I'm trying to bring people together. But Martha says, I'm a Jew.
Ray,
call John.
Are you a youngest son? Are you middle son?
No, yeah. Hang on, let me read these. I got to respect Martha. I'm a Jew. I call on John to renounce his fascism. Martha, I love you, my dear. All right, you guys are. Dr. Chow, I want to turn you into a dragon. Thank you, Dr. Chow. Instead of a dog, I get to be a dragon. All right. I get to breathe fire. Dayla, $100 if you talk this guy into boxing me. Oh, Dayla.
Can I ask a question, Dayla? Like, seriously, but I only want you to answer in a super chat. How can someone who owns a dog that adorable be that angry and want to box John Fugelsang? I don't get it.
No, I hope it's just I get it. People are passionate about everything. I like to be, if we're all here, we'll just have beers and like playfully yell at each other. And
you're a youngest child.
Who? Now I'm a middle child.
You're a middle child. Classic middle
Elise is muted.
I was like, I'm a definite youngest child, and Ray, I only just found out that you were a middle child.
Yeah,
but classic middle child behavior. I don't want anyone to fight. I want to try to make everyone around me happy.
No, I didn't even hang out with my family growing up. I was the least liked person in that house. I would just hang outside all day. I'm like, I don't want to go home. Yeah, my mom loved my two sisters, and I was like the one that like my anxiety and ADHD, and she's just like, I was always getting in trouble at school. Yeah, so my mom didn't. I was happy. I was happy to be out of the house. So yeah, I didn't hang out with my family.
What kind of trouble did you get into in school, Ray?
Just little things, like getting sent to the principal's office because like I have all this anxiety and I couldn't sit still. So yeah, just she'd have to like leave work to come pick me up and stuff. No, she loved me, but it wasn't until like I was like 13, 14, and I would like play basketball 8 hours a day. I'd get all the anxiety out, and then I was the only kid that got good grades. All the other kids in the neighborhood would get in trouble with the police, and yeah, I ended up, going to college and stuff. And yes, I became her favorite like towards the end after that. But like as a kid, no, she didn't like me. Ray, which animal is your? And let me read some of these super chats, and we'll get back into this.
Yeah, we'll get back to it. Yeah.
Ray DeVito, #1 fan, $2. Thank you, boy, my dear. Ray, which animal is your persona? I think I would like to be, if I had to be an animal, a bird, so you could fly. Some kind of like a bald eagle. Like there's something where you can like fly around, so see the world. Ray,
Elise, are you at home?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a roommate?
Not at the moment, which is sick. Also expensive, but sick.
Yeah. That's why you're working in the house. Okay. I was like, if Elise had a roommate that was cool with smoking, that would be amazing.
No, this is like, it's become my office, and I'm, my last roommate was someone that I knew from comedy who needed a last minute place to live. And she's a hippie. She's like her parents are musicians. And so I was like, is it okay if I just like come through your room to get onto the fire escape every now and again? And she's like, dude, you never have to ask me to do that. Like, and I was like,
okay.
Cool. So,
did she care if you smoked in the house? Because like my roommates,
I would never smoke,
and they never smoked, in the house. Like all my roommates,
like very close to the
You're
window.
gonna have to do.
Yeah, we can't talk over each other, but I'm just saying, like my roommates always smoked, but they never smoked in the house. They would go on the balcony.
This is me pulling a Bob Levy right here.
Oh God. Ben Ghazi, Ray, is this technically
before we get off the topic? Are you looking for roommates, or are you like?
Yeah, I could use a roommate, but I preferably like one that doesn't mind the fact that I might need to get on the fire escape every now and again, because I used to have the roof open to me, and then like in the middle of lockdown, like full shelter in place lockdown, they locked it, and so then I lost my mind, and then they opened it again, and they just recently locked it for good, like to the point where I will never. My fire escape is what I call my front porch, and I don't think I have the wherewithal to move all my shit into this room and like change rooms and then find another dwelling partner. So I'm really just looking to make that much more income so I can just live my life fully. And
have you ever thought about this, Elise? What if you took that room with the fire escape? So you can smoke, and then that's easier for you. You know what I mean?
I was saying that my bed is very difficult to move, and this room doesn't have as much closet space, and it's much louder. My room is like a bear cave. This is the one that has all the Eastern light. It's very nice.
Okay, but you understand what I'm saying? Like that would be
walking in and out to use the fire escape all the time, which sucks.
No, I mean, I wouldn't do it all the time. It would mostly be like, if you're not home, just being like, hey, is it okay if I walk to your room to get to the fire escape? And she'd be like, yeah. And I close the window behind me so the smoke doesn't go into the room. It's literally like a side porch. It's a very, very New York side porch. I stayed at Elise's place before, and it was like no problem, like her going out there smoking. So that's cool.
Are you crashing there now?
No, I'm not.
It's crashing down the street.
Let me read these super chats. Let me catch up with these super chats. I got to do the super chats. Mute them, man. I mute them.
People on the show, Ray. You have to let.
All right. Let me read these super chats. I'm going to do it, and then I got to wrap up out of respect for my producers. But Dang Lizard. First of all, Ben Ghazi, I didn't read your one before. Ray, is this technically podcasting? Yes, Ben Ghazi, this is technically podcasting. Dang Lizard, $2. Thank you, buddy. Any opinions on Nulus that nullify their job? I don't know what that means, but
they're basically people who like want to be Ken dolls and just like completely nullify their gender, not just gender neutral, but gender negative.
People can do what they want. It doesn't affect my life. I don't care. I got my own issues to work out. They can. Martha Maxley. That is a man from Japan wearing dog knickers. Oh, that's what it is? All right, Martha. By the way, Martha, I love you, man. And you and John, if there's something like you guys want to, we could do a thing like have them back and debate if you guys are into it. And it's all friendliness. I get it. You got different. Ben Ghazi, fun fact. John doesn't really. All right, go ahead. You read it.
Fun fact. Ben Ghazi nails it. Fun fact. John doesn't really have to run. He's just realized he's gone from talking to John Fogerty to being
on John Fogerty. Fun fact: John doesn't really have to run. He just realized he's gone from talking to John Fogerty to being asked how he feels about people being dogs. Yes, welcome to my world, Benghazi. Welcome
He
to my
said he
world.
was here to shed his street cred. So,
Yeah. Single mother of 5. Ray, born in middle, still in middle. Thank you. Yes, burn. That's a good one. All right. I love everybody, man. I'm going to check out the people that are in the chat here just to see what's going on with them. No super chats. Daniel Poon, is this guy on the right a gay Melton? No, it's not. Elise just dipped out. Ray actually doesn't have BO. Smells like Old Spice. Thank you. FK Mammy, good seeing you in here. All right, you guys are awesome. Liam, plug your stuff. I was gonna have Elise plug her stuff.
Did Elise leave?
I think Elise just took herself out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it is her birthday. She can do what she wants.
We're still in the green room.
Oh, she said be right back. All right. But I was gonna get ready to wrap up. What's going on with you, man? What film projects? What's your next big thing coming up?
The answer is I don't really have anything coming up. I got nothing to plug. I just came on because I like this. I like you, and the show is always fun to watch. And I wanted to be part of it once, and it's as much fun to be part of as it is to watch. I hope that's not the end of super chats, though.
No, we got like
this is a weird format that you do. That like Kevin, I watched Kevin Brennan's show yesterday. That he does, where it's like all basically just in service of getting money, right? It's like there's no like in terms of like what's the plan for the show? What's the content?
I had topics today, Liam. That's not true.
And the through line.
No, and also, Liam, let me answer the question. I had topic stuff I wanted to talk about. Nobody was super chatting about a guy turning into a dog. No one was asking like, "Hey, talk about John Fogerty." This is all stuff I wanted to talk about. So I did have topics. Also, people interacting with me, I like it because then it leads off into other discussions. So it's like two things. I got my topic. Yeah, I got my topic, and then I also got them, and they want to interact with the show, and I'm thankful they interact with the show. So I like the format.
I apologize if it sounded like I was criticizing you. It's just like a very interesting new kind of like format of a show to me, where it's like instead of like a show that is supported by ads or some kind of revenue stream, like the revenue stream kind of is the point of the show, where it's like people pay to interact with you and to be part of the conversation. Yeah, it's just like such a different model and then there's people watching.
It's new. We're evolving with the times, Liam. It's 2023. It's going to be 2024. That's how it goes. 2023. Then there's 2024, and things evolve, and you roll with the times. And I'm thankful every single person's here, whether like Gaz in here. No, you didn't, Ray. You all right? Third thing.
I've literally never been on a show like this before. Yeah. It's the most interesting thing, and I wanted to be on this show because I wanted to see what it was like to have people like paying €2.49 to send a message about something we're talking about.
Yeah, I think it's pretty awesome. You're welcome back whenever, Liam. I like it unless you don't want to come back.
I have an endless, bottomless need for attention. That's not the question.
Well, I love you, buddy. You were always cool to me when I first moved. I miss those days. Hanging out, you, me, Jesse Joyce, Dan Allen.
What are you up to, Ray? What do you got coming up next?
I got
nothing. I feel like I'm transitioning out of stand-up now. Is honestly what it feels like. Like I do it because it's fun, but the dream of like getting a special, of doing the Tonight Show.
Do your own specials, dude. Like this is where I shot my special right here, Grove 34. This is where I shot my album. I recorded my album that was that Sirius XM Raw Dog bought and featured. Like I did it here. Shane Gillis did it here yesterday. He wasn't doing a special, but he's just like doing it, getting footage. Put up your comedy reels. Some of them catch on, like on Instagram. I'm starting to put up more podcasting stuff, and you get your own fan base. I'm at the point now I cannot sell out a Funny Bone or something, but I sold like crazy in Akron last weekend. I did great. And just, I'm going to go on the road. I'm going to do smaller venues, maybe headline Funny Bones on Wednesdays and stuff. I'll get some people come out and just have fun. I love doing stand-up comedy. I love everybody here interacting. Even people that are mean to me here show up at shows and are like, they like me. So
they have this strong love-hate connection with you.
I know. It's like my family. That's why I'm like used to this. My parents are gone, but that's what this show has become.
But I mean, I make a living producing, right? Like that's how I make my money, right? But the dream of like getting out there, building a fan base, getting on TV, like doing all that, I'm getting to the age where it's more tiring than anything.
Well, it's more like this. You either want to do it or not. It's not like it's something like, if you don't want to do it, then you're not going to do it. But if it's something you're looking forward to and doing, you're going to do it. So it's up to you. Like if you want to do it and you have fun doing it, I have fun creating jokes and saying new jokes. So I'm going to keep doing it. So so it's more like it's up to you. If this is what you want to do, you're going to do it. If it's not then you're not going to do it. Like,
what are like your next step goals? Like what
I want to do another. I want to do like another half hour. I want to do another half hour. Get it out there. I think I'm going to do it in 30-minute increments. There's no reason to do a whole hour. And just do like. Smart. I think a new half hour every year, and then I'll keep evolving, and I'll hopefully keep getting better, and have fun with it.
I feel like if you released 15 minutes every 6 months, and you kind of like kept the momentum that you've got with this little, like you're kind of now very popular in this weird niche corner of podcasting, and I feel like if you just kind of let go of the idea like a special has to be a half hour, a special has to be an hour.
Yeah, let me get it all in. Yeah, I'll do
every
it.
6 months.
I probably got like 7 new minutes just this past like 2 weeks. Like at the funny stuff I did, and then I did it at the stand, and the jokes worked there because part of it you do new jokes in front of a packed house where everyone already likes you, and it's meshed with jokes that people that already work. So like, all right, it's getting laughs, but then it's like, all right, I did it at like in New York, like just those jokes, just the new jokes. And they did great. So like it just made me feel good knowing like, all right, these are actually good jokes. Like it's not just people. So just keep creating.
Yeah. I also feel there's so much room for innovation. There's so much room for innovation. I think like you said that you're at a film school, like you're working there, you're like taking classes there.
Taking classes there.
Because I think like knowing production and then seeing what you want to do with stand-up, if anything, and then like having all the production elements like make it like look really quality. And I also think there's like such a need or want, like what Kevin Smith and them did for like the last whatever movie, what is it called?
Jay and Silent Bob reboot.
Yeah, the last Jay and Silent Bob that they like didn't like try to get distribution. They just like held their own like theater tour. So that it was like Q&A, which is essentially like fucking stand up with them,
Which is also, I want to say this, that's what Norman kind of does. It works with him so well. He does all his new stuff. And then at the end of his shows, he'll do like a 10-minute Q&A and he records it. And then he ends up getting new material from that. It's fucking brilliant. It's fucking brilliant.
Let me ask you this, though. Someone like Mark Norman or Joe List, they launched their career with old school media like Comedy Central, right? On the networks. And then they were able to piggyback on the network's audience and then kind of really blow up on YouTube, having already an existing audience. Plus, they were building up on social media. So if someone like, let's say you're starting stand-up over in a little bit of a way, and you're rebuilding an audience, and you want to launch yourself to that next level, do you do that on the back of like the Shuli Network's audiences and the WATP audience?
It's all the audiences, and I'm appreciative of all of it. Number one is Kevin Brennan. He's the fucking man. Kevin Brennan, shout out to him. He's a fucking king of all this. MLC is what put me on the map. He's the best. I wish he would unretire. I will write him new jokes if he would unretire because he's the funniest fucking one out of all of us.
Dude, I mean, Kevin was like a great comic when I was 10.
He's the best. He's the fucking best. Yeah.
Like but I get it. I mean, so the thing is, so I'm doing.
But I got to wrap up because I got to get these producers. I'm over my time, so I got to like.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. So, okay, have a great one. Thank you so much.
Oh, I would say plug your stuff.
I have nothing to plug. I'm taking a hiatus from my show at the Improv. I'm focusing on school stuff right now. that's part of why I'm like exhausted by the idea of doing stand-up.
Right.
I have an idea that I'm cooking up that involves stand-up, but I have to raise money for it. And that's going to be the next goal, is like raise like a 6-figure budget to kind of do a project that I think would be huge. But I mean, there's nothing concrete. I'm saying I'm on here for the love, Ray. That's all I'm saying.
Cool. Well, I love you, buddy. Come back, man.
Yeah,
Hey, it's Liam on Instagram, and yeah, don't be a stranger, man. Come back and do this. Yeah, I'm learning how to like try to take control of my shows because I got the producers. I can't have them there for
Radio Liam on Instagram, by the way.
For all day, and very funny comic.
Okay.
Yeah, dude, you were hilarious, man. Back when we used to do.
You
shows
can listen to
together.
me on Spotify, by the way, if you want to find out for yourself. I recommend Working Class Fancy, not my first album, my second one.
Cool, man. All right, well, I'll let you get out of here, and I'll finish up with the least reading these
All
super.
right,
You're
nice
welcome to
to meet you,
stay if
especially
you
you.
want, but I gotta
Nice to
read
meet
these
you,
super
Liam.
chats.
Happy
And
belated
gotta finish
birthday.
reading. I want to go to the beach. All right, have a great one.
happy birthday, buddy. Thanks,
Thank you
man.
again for having me.
Thank you, buddy. Peace. He's an awesome dude. All right, I'm gonna read
I will
these super
definitely be
chats.
showing. I will
and
be definitely
then-
following on social media, Liam.
Yeah. Tampaletta Converters, 249. Ray couldn't be roommate. He needs closet space. I get what you do there. Boom. Franklin Scheckler, who's the best. Happy birthday, Elise. Shoulders looking hot. Fire. Thank you.
Are you saying that both of my shoulders are slutty today?
Dayla. See, Dayla's got a fucking great sense of humor. People that were taking this too serious. Liam is gas. Set the match up, Ray. He's going to take down Liam. I told you the whole time it was about Liam. Had nothing to do with John. Dayla's king. ECW says he likes Gino. All right. Gino
Bisconte is king. Woo.
All right.
Strong words there.
Next,
but I
we've
love-
got
I like
Forrest.
Gino.
This guy gets it. Ray, the dream is over. Thank you, Forrest. Dang Lizard. Liam, if you want to feel what it's like, did the glasses and hat come off? The fat Michael Moore outfit. He does look like a handsome Michael Moore. Michael Moore got his shit together. He does. Benghazi, $2. I got a fever, and the only prescription is more topics. They're making fun of my topics. I get it. I'm not the great. Dayla, Ray, stay where you're at. Stand up is at. I love you, Dayla, man. Thanks for everything. And also Martha, fucking the best. TJ, Teamster Tim, happy birthday, Elise. Can you stand? You don't have to. That's Teamster
No, I
Tim.
can't. I actually need help getting up from this position.
That's all.
That's all cool. We're gonna wrap up here. Elise, do your plugs, my dear. Happy birthday.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm Elise Edwards. You can follow me at Elise Anamkara. I'm gonna put it in the thingy because I didn't put it in the thingy this time. Anyway, you can follow me at that Elise Anamkara on Instagram, Twitter. I have a show coming up September 21st. It's in Jersey City, and I might have a DJ gig before that. And I'm filling my calendar slowly but surely because I'm also like I don't know what I want to do, but I like doing things when they're right.
Well, thanks for joining me. And for me, check me out on my stuff. Instagram, I'm putting up new reels all the time. And the reels have been doing really good. At ray.devito on Instagram, Rock Bottom Pod on YouTube. I do those. TikTok, I nobody watches my TikTok stuff. I put them up there, but I don't think that. But at Ray DeVito on TikTok. On Twitter, at Ray DeVito. And then my YouTube for stand-up is at Ray DeVito for stand-ups up there. And thank you guys. And thank all you guys, man. You guys are fucking awesome. Thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you, Austin and Andy, behind the scenes today. You guys were great.
Thank you guys. Yeah, thank you.
You guys are awesome. Good night.